There's been a lot of talk going on about season 20 and are we going to get a new map? Is there a new legend? Is there going to be rank changes? All of this stuff has been in speculation, but today we're going to give you the truth about all that you could look forward to in season 20, what's real, what's actually coming per big leaks today. So buckle up, get ready. A lot of new things that are very exciting and some disappointments along the way as well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all things going on in the Apex Legends news scene, and let's talk about season 20.
But firstly, I want to let you guys know that every bit of gameplay you're watching right now was recorded in the Outplay app. Outplay is a widely known and trusted video capture software. I use it, my buddies use it, and probably the best feature here is their video editor. Being able to do everything you need to do right there in-house without having to transfer it to another software is just like the perfect thing. I cannot tell you how many times me and my buddies are playing COD and we get some across the map grenade or something, and like we're using Outplay to show each other the clips. So make sure to download the app. The link is down in the description below, and thank you to Outplay for sponsoring today's video.
So earlier, iLootGames came out with a video and revealed absolutely everything about season 20, and so I want to dive into and discuss some of these. All right, so let's start out with the season name. The season name is going to be called Breakout, and there's a lot of new features coming into this that I think are pretty exciting, pretty cool, but there's also some really big disappointments like I stated earlier. So first off, there's going to be a really big shakeup and a change with the armor swaps. So armor swaps are now removed from death boxes, and instead of swapping into another armor, you'll swap into armor cores with the same function. So if you have a worse armor and you swap into a better armor, the better armor shield points that do not match the level of your shield are going to be temporary. So like if you have a level 1 armor and you go into a level 2, or let's say you have a level 2 and you swap into a level 3, the level 2 armor has 75 shield points. You guys know that. When you go into level 3, you'll have a temporary 25 extra shield points to make up for that level 3 100, but then it's eventually going to go down after it's been depleted by damage unless you level up your armor to an actual level 3 armor. So it seems like there's going to be this incentivization of trying to keep your actual armor, level up your individual specific armor throughout the game, and the armors have also been removed from ground loot as well. It's unclear if these are going to be replaced with armor cores or these evo boosters, but essentially the armor that you spawn in with is going to ideally be the armor you keep all game. There's just going to be new mechanics regarding how the armors actually work, and at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. What if I kill a guy with red? You're telling me I don't get it? That's not fair. But then I thought about it. That's actually not a bad idea, because that means there's less RNG with the actual armors that are spawning on the ground. You don't have to worry about landing and, oh my gosh, he's so lucky, he got a purple, I got a white, that's not fair, screw this game. It seems a lot more balanced in that aspect, and I kind of like that. Now there's also going to be new legend perk systems. This is one that we've been following for quite some time. It's been leaked for years, I think, at this point. We all knew that there was a perk system coming into the game ever since mobile had one, and they had actually stated that that perk system would be coming eventually, but we just didn't know how long it was going to take. And it does seem like now that they've actually tested it this season with all these new changes, they had some sort of like, you know, weekly challenges where you can test out these perks. Yes, these perks are now coming into the game, and they're actually going to be based upon like where you are at in the game. So like whenever you upgrade your armor, you get to choose one perk out of 2. So this happens when you upgrade your armor from level 1 to level 2 and from level 2 to level 3. And so I've seen a couple of these perks, and basically the perks are not necessarily just upgraded as you continuously go up in your shield level. They're completely different. One might deal with your tactical ability, one might deal with your ultimate ability, they might have to deal with cooldowns or maybe radius, all kind of stuff. So the best way I can explain this is you're going to start referring to legends as like a level 3 crypto, like, oh, don't chow him, he's a level 3 crypto, not a level 1 crypto, right? There's a difference between early game crypto and late game crypto. He's going to be different with his different perks. I actually think that's a really good idea as well. It gets a little bit complicated, I'm not going to lie, and you might be like turned off at first, but I do think it's a pretty good unique change. Now there are a lot of season 20 challenges, and to be honest with you, most of these just are not interesting at all, and I think there's 2 of them that you're probably really interested in because you get a Wraith legendary skin for completing all the unlocked legend challenges. We're going to talk about that in just a second. And then also, if you complete all the challenges, you get a heat sink flatline recolor. We've also talked about and seen that in the last couple of videos as well. Now let's talk about some of the bigger changes that you can look forward to. Now there's going to be, unfortunately, you ready for this? No new map. Wait, doesn't end there. No new legend. Doesn't even end there. No new weapon either. Yes, that is a big shock to a lot of people, and unfortunately it is a big L in my opinion, We skipped out on November's brand new map season that we always get, and we thought for sure it was coming in this next season, and this was the big season, season 20. To not get that was very disappointing. Now, we have seen very successful seasons in the past that didn't really have all these features, so I'm not saying it's impossible, but in those other seasons, there was kind of an expectation set that we might not get that, and for this season, there was a massive expectation set that we were definitely getting all of this. But wait, I don't want to end it there. We do have some other good news, and specifically for you console players, this is quite a big one. According to these leaks, 120 FPS on console is set to be releasing. I mean, this is long overdue. I guess you could be excited, but we were expecting to get this like a year ago, so like, I guess yay. Now, there's also some more changes. I told you guys about an unlock legend challenge. If you remember in season 16, there was something similar. You got to keep this legend for a short period of time, even if you didn't have them unlocked. And now what you'll do is you'll get these challenges for legends. And if you unlock these challenges and you beat these challenges, you'll get to keep the legend for free. And it sounds like in order, they're going to do Seer, Fuse, Rampart, Mad Maggie, Loba, and Valkyrie as well. There's also going to be new free gifts. These are free epic skins and epic stickers. You can only obtain these if someone gifts them to you, and gifts match the same legend order as the unlock legend challenges also. Ranked play is getting an update just like we expected, but unfortunately, I would consider this not so good news. This is season 12 and season 13.2, it seems. It is not going to be season 13.1 according to this source. So I do feel like this season was already kind of a lot of people getting masters type season and had a lot of player engagement because of that reason. And also on top of this, it seems like there's going to be a new bonus for reaching top 5 multiple times in a row. So I don't know. It seems like it might be a pretty easy rank season, but I don't want to say for sure. Maybe things have changed over time and maybe it won't be that easy. So just stay tuned. Loot did also say that you explained the rank details a little bit more in depth pretty soon, but I have also heard that it seems to be confirmed it is going to be the season 12, season 13.2 system, not the season 13.1 system, unfortunately. And you guys know that the anniversary collection event will be starting it off with it as well. And these 150 shards will be awarded to you as you complete this collection event. So not only are we not getting a new map, it doesn't even seem like we're getting new map updates besides the anniversary stuff like you would see in season 16, which I think just means like those really big balloons that are all over the map. Now there's also one more thing, and maybe there are some others that slip through the cracks, but obviously this is the big gist of it. But there does seem to be more good news. There was a cover reveal coming from Game Informer, and they actually said that they spoke with Respawn at the studio in Vancouver, Canada, and took a deep dive into the game's history and its next big update, including new modes coming in. So I'm not exactly sure what these new modes are going to be, but it seems like they could be up on the horizon. Also, we have heard talks about new maps as far as like, you know, these mixtape playlist maps. Maybe Thunderdome could come in, maybe some other maps that they've decided to grandfather in from old like map updates that people liked. There was also a lot of Titanfall maps that they've talked about making into the mixtape playlist as well. I'm not sure exactly all that's going to happen, but obviously this is the big gist of it. A lot of decent new ideas that I'm pretty happy about as far as the game being balanced, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of information regarding the new map, the new legend, and the new weapon because they don't seem to actually be coming yet. Also, iLootGames mentioned a couple of balance changes, and also people have been discussing about a lifeline rework, and it makes sense considering the armor changes that are going to be taking place. But firstly, iLootGames mentioned that one of the changes specifically for Loba, and I'm assuming that this is regarding her perks, is that she can actually increase the range at which the black market boutique pulls from, or the amount of items that the black market boutique is going to be picking up. Lifeline has a buff that allows her to self-res herself when she's down. Each legend is going to have a total of 4 different abilities, it seems, that they can unlock as perks, so that's a lot of perks in the game. Also, he mentioned that the Replicator is no longer going to have weapons in it any longer. I kind of like this idea because I do feel like if you have a really good weapon in there, it's just devastating at the end game, all because of a Replicator that's not necessarily just natural to the game. I don't know. Like, I really like the Replicator idea for crafting banners or maybe even getting med kits. Like, that just seems more economical. And I think the Replicator should be used for economics of the game, but not necessarily buying guns that could just be way better. There's also no more grabbing materials anymore or crafting materials. You actually get them when leveling up your armor. He said that damaging doesn't contribute to this, but it's more so like, I guess, activities that you do in the game, like reviving your teammates and things like that. There also doesn't seem to be any more weapon attachments in this Replicator. It seems to be more so health items or maybe just crafting your teammates banner cards. You also cannot spam use the Replicator anymore, it seems. You can only use it one time per squad. So the days of landing on a Replicator and just dropping like 8 med kits in a matter of 10 seconds seem to be gone. Now, this is really good news here. It looks like they may have lowered the SBMM. According to iLootGames, the devs have said they were able to fix a lot of the queue time issues and basically getting into into queues a lot faster. And the only explanation that seems logical is maybe they've tweaked the SBMM slightly. So if you're a higher level player, it probably would be more enjoyable, like Loot said, because it's going to be a lot more unpredictable. You're going to have a lot of, like, you know, really good games and then not so good games, and they might just be all over the place. Now, of course, over the coming days, we should get more information regarding legend balances, nerfs, buffs, and I'm sure that's going to shake things up quite a bit. New weapons should get nerfed and buffed, and new legends as well. Hopefully all of that happens, because it's another selling point of making the game feel fresh and new as well. So with all this information going on, I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say about everything. Is this a W in your mind, an L? Let me know down below, and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with all things going on in the Apex Legends news scene. Don't forget to check out Outplay down in the comment section below, and until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.